Artifact 9, Standard 5.1, ISTE Criterion 16, Accommodate Learner Differences. To accommodate learner differences and provide personalized learning experiences, I moved from traditional practices toward competency-based practices. Competency-based learning, or CBL, principles include the ideas that progression is based on mastery, not time. Students are empowered to make decisions about their education. Assessments are meaningful and timely. Students receive differentiated support. They learn with different pathways and pacing, and learning expectations are explicit and measurable. As a resource teacher in special ed, I was already implementing some of these concepts. Then I took ITEC 7600, and it jump-started me in a big way. I already used learning targets for each unit with a pre and post reflection, but I modified my document to include teacher and parent feedback. I started offering a menu of activities for students to choose from, rather than only mandatory assignments with set due dates. Here is a sample of my Unit 1 Learning Targets document. Prior to the unit, students rated themselves on a scale of 1 to 4. Then, prior to the summative assessment, they rated again. Based on my progress monitoring, I provided feedback. There was a column for parent feedback as well. Here's also a sample of the project reflection document. This one is from our unit on proportions. This is a screenshot of my menu of assignments posted in Google Classroom for Unit 1. A few were mandatory with due dates, but the rest were there for students to pick and choose which one they wanted to do. A few students completed all of them just to get an extra practice, and they had that choice. Using Google Classroom allowed me to import all grades for an assignment with one click and then provide immediate feedback. Finally, this is a sample of my personal IEP progress monitoring document for keeping track of IEP goal progress. A weekly entry allowed me to keep timely track of student progress. I could not provide personalized learning experiences without the help of technology. iReady Math is an online tool that uses student responses to create personalized learning paths. Conditional release formative assessments provide immediate feedback and individualized reteaching only on missed concepts. Pixel art, multimodal delivery that provides immediate feedback and promotes strong student engagement. In Quizzes, I've got a large library of games that address learning targets for each unit, provides drill as needed for individuals. I've already mentioned Google Classroom. It allows me to create that menu, quickly grade assignments, returned with comments. Delta Math allows me to choose problem sets. Students get immediate detailed feedback. In Desmos, I created custom lessons based on the needs of students who can work at their own pace. I monitor them as they're working, and I can provide feedback in the moment that it's needed. Artifact 9, Standard 6.1, ISTE Criterion 19. Facilitate and guide learning as students take ownership of their learning goals. To foster a culture where students take ownership, I set up a personalized learning classroom. Here is a video of my setup. So here's my personal learning classroom. It's set up for station work. I have a board here where I will be signing off on their learning targets, and their names will be there so that they can put their badges up by their name. I have tables set up for projects and stations. If you notice, they're set up for partner work here, also facing away from the teacher desk so that I can more easily monitor their work when they're on their devices. Lots of floor space because I do encourage dance and cheers and physical movement in my class. And the next image is from the board after Unit 2. Those are some of the student learning targets and their progress. This is a summary of my plan for how I implemented personalized learning in my classroom. On the first day of school, the model was described so that students knew from day one that they were responsible for their own learning. They used timely feedback that I provided throughout the year to assess their progress on learning targets. They practiced executive functioning skills to help them take ownership. Students had a personal interview with me at the beginning of the year in which they set goals and documented them on a form that was permanently housed in their Google Classroom under its own special topic. They made decisions about how they would learn the content in each unit. Friday was established as the day for informal check-ins to assess student progress for the week. Formal check-ins occurred 1 week before the unit common assessments. Revisions to their personal learning plan could be made at any time. It was housed right where they could get to it in Google Classroom. I emailed progress reports every Friday. I had IEP meetings with parents. iReady Math was something that I used a lot, and quarterly diagnostic reports were sent home from student work there. This is a screenshot of one of my students' personalized learning plans. It's a 7-page document for recording student interests, goals, teacher goals for the unit, student daily goals, and a reflection page. Another important practice in my PL classroom was my week at a glance calendar front and center on my eClass page. Students and parents knew dates for important projects, summative assessments, and had easy access to links for technology. This definitely put learning into the hands of the students. Artifact 9, Standard 7.1, ISTE Criterion 23, provide alternative ways for students to show competency using technology. To provide alternative ways for students to demonstrate competency, I provided multimodal learning experiences. Using technology, instruction was delivered visually, auditorially, with music, dance, cheers, with station work. Students received immediate feedback on their work with the use of technology. One of my favorite tools is the conditional release assessment, which is a Google form. Students provide an answer. If it's correct, the form moves them to the next problem. If it's incorrect, the form shows a video with instruction, or it might direct them to station work or an interview with the teacher. Students in my classroom use technology to complete at least one project per unit. Many different technology tools were used for projects. Google Slides was a favorite because it was ideal for group work projects. Students could work on their individual slides at the same time while seeing their teammates working simultaneously. It was easy for them to share it with me and sometimes with parents if needed. When I assigned the slides, I could watch the students work live and provide feedback in real time. Another technology tool that became a favorite was scratch.mit.edu. It introduced students to algorithmic coding in a fun and easy way. They created storyboards with characters that communicated information about whatever content the project was about, had limitless opportunities for creativity and learning activities. The students could express themselves on a personal level, but also culturally. Adobe Express was another technology tool that was very popular. We used it for projects that involved graphics, videos, video clips, sound clips, photos, icons, websites. Also another tool that seemed to have limitless applications. The students could record their own voice for narrating short movies or videos or whatever was in the project. Here I have a student sharing her project that she used with Scratch code. It's a storyboard with some students talking about triangle theorem and sharing that information with each other.